Hey guys, so today I want to talk about my miscarriage. Um, today is today is Thursday and it's June 12th. I had a miscarriage on June 10th. If some of you didn't know, I was pregnant. I was already 11 weeks. Baby was measuring at 6 weeks though. And we just never found a heartbeat. We never saw growth in the baby. This Monday on June 9th, we went to the clinic and they did the ultrasound and they checked my HCG levels and everything, and my levels were pretty high, but there was no growth in the baby and there was no heartbeat either. So doctor just said there was a miscarriage waiting to happen. It was chromosomal, I think that's how you say it. That's all he said. He just really kind of explained everything, how it was gonna happen. Not like the whole process of a miscarriage, but more like that why it was happening. He said that it had nothing to do with me. It had nothing to do with my body since I had already had a baby, and it was just chromosomal. I think that's what he said. Sorry if I'm saying it wrong. And yeah, he just said it wasn't meant to be and that there was just no growth and nothing that we can do about it. So yeah, he just said to go ahead and wait a couple days and to give it some time to happen naturally. And if for some reason nothing happened, then he gave me a referral to this clinic where I can get a pill. And yeah, that's pretty much all he said. He didn't say to come back after it happened or anything. He just scheduled me for another appointment in 2 weeks, so I have to go on the 26th, I believe, of June to just check if the pregnancy test is negative. I guess check my HGC levels as well, or HCG, I don't know how you say it. But yeah, they gotta check that, and then they gotta check inside with the ultrasound, I think, to see that there's nothing in there. He said it wasn't required to have a DNC, I think that's what it's called. Sorry about all these, I don't know what it's called because I am so new to this, but I think it's called DNC. He said I didn't need that because the baby was only measuring at 6 weeks and it was not necessary to do that, and that is only done like when you're farther along or something like that. So yeah, he just pretty much said go ahead and just wait it out, and I was like, okay. So I always had this great feeling that something was wrong because when I just found out I was pregnant, we were all so excited, very, very happy. I don't know, it was just such a joy because, you know, we were going to be having another baby after 3 years of having Gracie. So we were really excited, and the first doctor's appointment didn't go as planned, but we didn't have an ultrasound then, so we didn't know really nothing about my pregnancy other than what I was experiencing and a pregnancy test positive, and that's pretty much it. And the next doctor appointment was when I started having ultrasounds done, and you know, they just couldn't find a heartbeat or anything. Yeah, they didn't have much of a concern then because, you know, they said, oh, maybe it's too small, maybe you're not as far as long as you think, and you know, stuff like that. So we were like, okay. So those first doctor's appointments were like, okay, well, maybe they're right. You know, maybe I'm wrong and they're right, because I didn't have an accurate exact date on my last menstrual period. I mean, I did write it down, but for some reason I feel like it wasn't exact because it was around Gracie's birthday. But I know it was either the last week of March or the first week of April, so one of those. I just don't remember the exact dates. But anyway, I went ahead and kept going to my next doctor's appointments, and I think by the third, fourth one, I started feeling like something was wrong. I feel like it was too weird for them not to find a heartbeat. I mean, when I found out I was pregnant with Gracie, I was only like about 6 weeks or 7 weeks, because later on they did change my due date. But I don't know, for some reason I just feel like something was wrong. I just always felt like something was wrong because I didn't think it was possible for them not to find a heartbeat, and the baby was really tiny. You could have hardly seen it. I don't know. It was just so weird, and I just had like this big old feeling gut inside me that something was wrong, and I was always scared. And every time I would go to the restroom, I seriously, every time I would go to the restroom, I was scared to bleed or anything because I felt like it was just gonna come out or something. It's not that I had anything bad going on, I just felt like something was wrong. And so I don't know, I started having like pains, cramps, really bad, like nothing like period though, like pretty bad ones. So I think that's what was concerning me, and every time I went to the restroom I thought I was gonna bleed or the baby was gonna come out or something. So yeah, but it never happened. I never bled when I had those really bad pains. They were just pains in my stomach, and I really never bled anything. I didn't. But last Sunday, yeah, not this past Sunday, but the past Sunday before that. Let me see what dates were that. So yeah, the 1st of June, which was a Sunday, I had a little bit of bleeding when I wiped. And it wasn't much. It was just like a little pink thingy. It wasn't much at all. So I got scared, but then, as I went to the restroom the next times, nothing was there. There was no bleeding or anything. So I started doing research, and it could have just been like implantation, or it could have just been something else, leftover bleeding or whatever. So yeah, I kind of got scared, and we went to the clinic that Monday, and they did the ultrasound and everything. They still couldn't find a heartbeat. They saw the baby grow like a week, but not very good. It wasn't like a lot of growth at all. So yeah, I kind of felt like something was really wrong then. And so that following Friday, on the 6th of June, I had another moment where I went to the restroom and I wiped, and there was a little bit of blood. So I was like, okay, something's going on. Like, this is coming back after a week, and it's kind of weird, So I got a little bit alarmed. I called the clinic and everything. They just said, it's fine, just in case I started bleeding more, like blood clots, then come in. But everything was fine. So then on the 7th, we had a birthday party to go to, and I was feeling fine. I felt a little bit crampy here and there, but there was no bleeding or anything. It was just just a little bit of cramping here and there, so I wasn't very alarmed. And then Sunday morning, on the 8th, I started feeling more crampy, and I started bleeding more, like spotting. Not bleeding like a period, but like spotting. I started wearing those liner pads, and yeah, I just started spotting. It wasn't much, so I wasn't really scared, because doctor has said, well, there's always spotting in the beginning sometimes or whatever. So I was like, oh, okay. And actually, I forgot to mention, on the 6th, I did go to a different clinic because I just didn't feel comfortable with just whatever my doctor was saying. So I did go to another clinic. I did have another ultrasound that Saturday, and same thing. The baby measured at 6 weeks, and they just couldn't find a heartbeat, and that's all the information they had. They really didn't have any more background. But my doctor did. They already had 3 ultrasounds, and in every ultrasound the baby was measuring the same, and just it wasn't according to the weeks that I was supposed to be. So yeah, and they just couldn't find a heartbeat at all. So they decided to do the blood work on Monday, which was the 2nd of June. So I was going to get results on the 9th. So yeah, going back to the 6th. This is all in June, guys. So back to the 6th. So yeah, I went to the clinic, and they did all that stuff. And, the doctor made me have hopes. She didn't have any background, so I kind of just went along with whatever she said. She said everything was fine, that the baby was going to be okay, that I shouldn't be alarmed, that, bleeding sometimes happens in the first trimester and all that stuff. So yeah, I was just like, okay. So we went on with our day, we went to our party, whatever, everything was fine. And then the next day was when I started spotting. So yeah, that day we didn't have none of the kids. We actually had a date, and we went to do grocery, and everything was fine. I mean, I felt a little crampy, I was spotting here and there, but I mean, I wasn't pretty bad at all. So I was like, okay, everything is fine. So then Monday comes, June 9th, and it was our doctor's appointment. My husband wasn't really comfortable with me spotting already since Sunday, and Monday it still kept happening. So he took the morning off to take me to the clinic. And so we went to the clinic on Monday morning, and that's when the doctor told us, it's just not gonna happen. It's not meant to be. It's a miscarriage waiting to happen. There's no heartbeat. There's no growth. And, he said everything that was gonna happen with the miscarriage. And so yeah, that day my heart was broken. I couldn't believe it. I was always so scared, and I always had this gut feeling that it could happen, but I never really believed that it could happen to me, and I never really thought that I was gonna go through this. I've known some people, not like close to me, but I've heard of people. Sorry about the background noise, the kids are playing. But I've known people that have gone through this, and I feel so much for them, because I just couldn't imagine what it could be to lose your baby. I was 11 weeks when I had the miscarriage, and the baby was only measuring at 6 weeks, but I was pregnant for 11 weeks. So I don't know, it really, really hit me. It really did. But I'm staying strong, able to stay strong because of my kids, especially Gracie. She's more close to me because she is a lot younger. It's with me all the time, and I do not want her to see me cry or feel sad or anything. And it's just really, really heartbreaking to go through this, and I really never understood what it meant to lose someone so close to you. I've lost my grandma and my grandpa, and I so dearly miss them, and it really hurt me. But honestly, losing your own child is like the worst experience ever. It's like something no mother should go through, because it's just, there's no words to it, really. It's just so sad, like, to lose your own baby. I had already bought a co-sleeper for the baby to sleep in. I was already starting to prepare. We had already bought a little baby's clothes, and we had already picked some names, and I had already, dreamed about how it would be to have a baby, to see the smile, just to see the baby play with Gracie and the kids, and just run around, and, for them to hold the baby when I had the baby, and all those things that you think of when you find out you're pregnant. And just in a couple minutes they'll tell you, there's no heartbeat, your baby's not gonna make it, and there's nothing you can do about it. And that's just the most cruel words you could hear when you're pregnant, and there's really nothing you can do about it. So yeah, it's really, really hard. I'm having a really tough week, but I'm trying to stay really positive, and I'm trying to stay up. As you guys can see, I have my hair done, my makeup done, and I probably am not crying or showing too much emotions, because I don't know, that's just the kind of person I am. I try not to show my feelings to others. I try not to show how I feel. I don't know, that's just always been me. I've been pretty strong, but trust me, I love my baby. We named him Caleb. I wasn't as far along to find out what I was gonna have, but I don't know. I just go with the feeling, that gut feeling. I always knew I was gonna have a boy, because I don't know. It's just something that I always felt. I